For this segment, I'm at the National 4x4 show in Brisbane. We've bumped into none other than Jake Smith from Melbourne and from Narva. Now, Jake, I'm interested in talking to you about large lights. What can you tell us about those units?
Well, any good distributive light should really have a full range of lighting, but particularly a larger light. The larger the light that you get, the more output it's going to put, the more volume of light on the road, which for those who are doing your outback travel or for competition or anything like that, that's something they really, really need to consider.
If people are in the market for a large type light for their four-wheel drive, what sort of quality items should they take into account?
There's a few main points that you're going to want to look at. It's the construction of the light, the quality of the reflector, even it comes down to placement of the globe within the light, to how the actual beam of the light is put out onto the road ahead of you.
Now, even in that larger light sort of market, are there different types of lights for different uses?
There certainly are. Generally, if you're going to look for a light, you've got a spot beam, you've got your broad beam type of lamps, you've got combo kits. So depending on what you want to do, for example, if you're someone who's doing 4x4 competition, from what we understand, from what we hear from customers coming to us, you generally want to match up with your broad beam, where it's going to throw a lot of light out on a large given area. And if you're doing your large outback touring and you want distance, it's a spot beam. But more specifically, when you're talking about the differences between competition and touring four-wheel driving, the construction of the light becomes very important. That's probably the vital part of it all. For touring, you would be looking for a well-constructed light. A lot of it comes down to the actual reflector. Something that would be important is the free-form reflector, which offers good broad beam and gives you good vision ahead, and a spot beam which punches through and goes for the distance. And obviously it still comes down to good housing, something that's going to put up with the corrugations of long travel. So that comes down to the mounting system, which fits on your bull bar. The other side of it is those who are doing more the extreme sort of stuff, where the actual construction and the strength has to put up with the rigours of being smacked by trees, endless corrugations, bumps, rock holes, all this sort of stuff. And in that instance, something that's going to come out with a protective roll cage. In either styles of big light, you want to make sure you can adjust them easily and accurately for that matter. And if you're someone who's doing your touring, you're going to be loading your vehicle up, unloading it, the back of the car is going to bring it down, push it up. So you want to be able to adjust your light quickly and accurately for the road ahead. And same for competition work. One track could be completely different to the other. You want your lights either shooting out towards the sides, up, down, depending on what the terrain is. And once again, it basically comes down to working out what your needs are and just selecting the right product that fits you.
Jake Smith from Narva, very informative. Thank you again for your time.
It was a pleasure, Simon.